Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. I am an intuitive reader, a manifesting coach, a Reiki practitioner, a life path guide and mentor, here to help you along your awakening journey so that you can co-create the life of your dreams. And I like to call it co-creation. Yes, we are creators, but we are also working with the universe, right? The universe is within us. So there's this little piece of us that is not separate from the universe, but there's our human self and then source energy, which is flooding through our veins every single day. And we have to merge the two, right? We have to allow them both to work together in harmony so that we can create and move towards and accept and receive the life of our dreams. And our human over here, the human is what gets in the way. The human is what stops us. It's what holds the fear. It's what holds all the trauma and the pain from our past, and it doesn't allow source energy to move us. I always think of us like puppets, and source is coming through the back of us, and it's trying to move us through life. It's trying to help us feel into, okay, if I go into this room, does my body feel light? Okay, then I'm going to go this way. If I go into this room and then I feel tight and I feel restricted and I feel nervous or my heart's pounding out of my chest in not a good way, then that's source saying, hey, this isn't good. It's vibrating inside of you. Okay, so when you have that initial vision, right, you have your human and then you have the universe. They're both here inside of you. And you have to learn to merge the two to work in harmony with each other. And in this video, I want to talk about how we're going to use our outside reality, right? I talk a lot about the imagination. I just posted a video, I'll link it here, about how if we hold a vision in our imagination for 72 hours, it can materialize. If you can hold it that long and not have any distractions and not doubt it, what you'll find is 48 hours in, all the fear, the human starts to freak out. The human starts to say, that's not possible, it can't happen, or I'm not good enough, or I'm going to ruin this. You hold the vision for 48 hours and then the ego kicks in and starts to tell you every single reason why you're not worthy of receiving it. So if you can overcome that mountain at the 48th hour and move into 72 hours of holding the vision, no, I still want this. No, I know I can have this. You'll start to see evidence of your reality rearranging itself to bring you that thing. So in this video, I want to talk about the outside reality and how it can show you when you're out of alignment, how it can show you what you need to heal to allow things to align so that you can receive your desires. I have found that most of my clients come to me when they're wanting to manifest their purpose. They want to find what they're meant to do. They want to make great money doing it. They want to have peace in their life. They want to know that they can trust themselves to attract a great partner. They want to unlearn patterns of maybe not being a good mom in the past, and now they want to unlearn all that to be a better mom. So I attract all different kinds of people, but the main purpose is to help them love themselves, to help them build an intimate relationship with their reality so that they can work with it in harmony with their human and source to co-create what they really want. And our first step is to look at our triggers. When you're looking at your reality, you're just looking at what's bothering you. Even if it's something as small as noisy neighbors, that is a trigger, and we have to look at it. And I help my clients see these triggers. When we get on calls, I'm like, all right, last 7 days, tell me what happened. What have you experienced? What has your reality shown you? Did you have an argument with somebody? Did you witness an argument? Did you feel like you were in a simulation of your childhood all over again? This is a huge piece. Open up those eyes, ears, and hearts. If you are with family right now and you're witnessing a family member treating maybe a current niece or nephew, or maybe a grandchild, or you're witnessing some sort of abuse, whether it's emotional abuse, neglect, it's something that's reminding you of your childhood and how you were treated. You have just called in this experience to shine a light on what you went through. And your reality is showing you because it wants you to fall in love with yourself. It wants you to see, really see with adult eyes what you went through as a kid. You know, I had a client who they were out to dinner and her dad, he laid a hand on her niece And she was just like, you know what? She's like, that's what I had to deal with when I was a kid. And I was like, it's wild how you got to see that firsthand and how, now you can step in and help your niece where you were that young kid and you didn't get the help. You didn't have the aunt to go to. So have compassion for yourself. If you've made tough decisions or if you've done the wrong thing when you were in your teens or in your 20s, like look how you were treated when you were a kid. Of course, you're not going to be able to know what's right and wrong when somebody's denying your reality and punishing you for every little thing that you do. So we attract these situations at dinner parties, at family holidays and events, and we're witnessing a repeat or a replay of what we experienced in childhood, and it's there to help us heal. It's there to help us grow. It's to help us fall more in love with who we are. And I believe self-love is fully seeing with your eyes everything you've been through. If you can go back and look at everything you've been through and write it down, see it, find the good in it, forgive the people that hurt you, forgive yourself for hurting other people, and you're just doing a life review, really looking at your experience, I believe that's where self-love is found, because you're honoring yourself. You're honoring the fact that you're still standing and you've been through so much. And when your reality is so beautifully magnetizing situations to help you see more of you, and if you're on a healing journey, if you're working with a coach, you're going to be so attuned to it and you're going to see it and you're going to go, thank you. Thank you for bringing me this situation. I needed to heal this. I don't want any more karma. I don't want to have these situations in my family line anymore. I want to be the person that's going to heal it and help my family. And I believe if one person does the work, it's a ripple effect in the rest of the family. Might not be immediate, but slowly people will start to change. They'll start to awaken. They'll start to inquire about certain things. So the first thing we want to do is look for triggers. Look and see how your reality is bringing you situations to help you fully see yourself and everything you've been through. Okay. Now, the second thing I want to talk about when working with our external reality is that every single person, a comment on social media, a parent saying something to you, a niece or nephew saying something, a stranger in the store, everybody holds a message for you. Everybody is showing you a version of you and you're attracting it, right? So if it's a negative comment on social media, well, there's some piece of you that maybe is insecure about the thing that they're talking about, and that's why you drew it in. At least that's in my experience. Every time I get a negative comment on my YouTube, somebody told me that I need to manifest a forehead because I have a 5 head. And I was like, clearly, I know what my forehead looks like. It's something that I've always seen my whole life. And I laughed at it, but at the same time, I'm like, that's really funny because that's actually an insecurity that I have. So it was manifesting in somebody like making fun of it because I've had that thought before. So it's inside of me and I'm now manifesting it in front of me so that I can become more aware of that voice in me and fully accept myself, love my forehead. I don't care if it's a 5 head or 4 head. I'm grateful to be alive and how I look does not matter. And it took me years to get to that point because I grew up with conditioning that, I had family members where the first thing that they would comment on somebody was, oh, they gained weight, or, oh, they're really thin. I don't think they're healthy. Or, oh, their hair's really, like, it's like everybody was only commenting on what people look like. There was no talk about how they were feeling, what type of person they are, what they're cultivating in their life. It was all just looks. So I had a conditioning of being focused on that. So of course I'm going to manifest those type of comments. It only happened once and it was a while ago. And I think I've healed it since then because I don't have any negative comments really. So, but when we are seeing our reality and people saying things to us, it's a direct reflection of what's inside of us. And again, your reality is so beautiful and the universe is so beautiful that it is showing you what you need to work on. And if it's people in your reality, like if somebody's being harsh to you, where are you being harsh to yourself? If somebody's second guessing you, where are you second guessing you? So you always want to flip it and ask yourself the question, oh, shoot, why did I just manifest this? Because once you get to a certain level on your healing journey, you're not going to attract these conversations anymore. Your life is going to be effortless. It's going to be easy. Nobody's going to be saying these things because you're not embodying that. So it's literally science. You cannot be drawn to somebody who's going to be saying those things because you're not thinking and saying those things. So take a hard look at yourself and look at the people in your reality. And if it is filled with people diminishing you and not being kind to you, it's because you haven't quite reached the spot yet where you're fully in your self-love. You're still allowing this treatment. And remember, every single word that somebody says doesn't mean that you've been thinking it, but you're allowing it. So unless you stand up for yourself and remove that person from your reality, or do something to mitigate the situation, to stand up for your inner child, because you're not going to hand over your inner child to somebody who's doing that to them. You're not going to say, okay, 10-year-old self, you can go hang out with this person, knowing that they're going to emotionally abuse you all day long. You wouldn't do that to a 10-year-old. So why are you doing it to yourself? And at some point in the journey, we have to speak up. We have to use the throat chakra, and we have to say the hard thing, or we cut the person out of our life and set boundaries and don't go there. So this is the part of the manifesting journey that people usually struggle with because they're not willing to do it. They don't want to look at it. They don't want to face the hard thing that they have to do. They don't want to believe that they're manifesting or attracting these things, but they are. And they'll continue to see it. It'll continue to happen. And it's a challenge. It's saying, are you going to buckle under this? Are you going to let this person talk to you that way? Are you going to keep letting these comments come in? Or are you going to stand up for your inner child and say, you know what, that's not really polite, and delete, right? So learning, and you could just not give it air too. It's whatever you feel good to do for you. But if it was my 10-year-old and somebody said something to me inappropriately, I would stand up for her. You know, some people are so numb and calloused over in life that they don't have a voice, and they just let things slide, and they're like, oh, well. And it's like, wake up, value yourself, love yourself. Don't let somebody say that to you. And yes, we can't control everything everybody says to us, but we can literally look at it with loving eyes and be like, okay, does this have any meaning? Did I manifest this? I'm not going to beat this person up for saying something to me, emotionally beat them up, but let me just look at it more clearly. And is there a hidden message from God in there for me? Is there something I'm not doing for me? And it could just be the bots on the internet making these comments just to stir things up and to instill more fear. We don't know. But I believe everything is a mirror, and I believe everything is a message. You guys can have your own belief system too. But when we're manifesting and when we're working with our reality, it is literally showing us what's inside of us. And the reason why it does this is because we can't always see. We need people, we need situations, we need conversations, we need hiccups, we need breakdown, we need to see it all, because we're blind to it, we're living it. We can't always see ourselves. And that's why coaches and healers are great, because we help you see what you can't see. But take a good look at your reality right now. Ask yourself, where are my triggers, and what are people saying to me that I'm not happy with? And where am I doing that to myself? Where is it a reflection of my ego? The third thing I want to share is that sometimes you're in the flow, you're not dealing with any negativity, everything is good. And then there's one day where all of a sudden you start to attract all of this chaos. You're in a store and somebody's fighting, or you see breakdown outside. You just witness like toxic things. This is usually an indicator that you're stuck in your ego in your head, and you're overthinking something in your life. Maybe you're trying to control something. Maybe you're chaotic. Maybe you're indecisive and you don't know what to do. Now you're manifesting external things that are chaotic because your inner world is chaotic. Okay, so it might not be literal. It might not be exactly what the people are saying and fighting about, but it's the energy of turmoil. It's the energy of chaos. And your reality will reflect what you are. So that's the third piece I want to share. The third and final piece is when you're working with your reality and building an intimate relationship with it. One minute you can go and see a bunch of chaos in your reality, and the next minute you can go, oh, let me check my thoughts. And then within minutes, you could see something beautiful happen. That's how fast you can change your thoughts and change your reality. And as Wayne Dyer always says, I share it all the time on my channel, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So if you start to see these things and you catch it early enough, you can really create a reality that's effortless and it's flowy. And one of my biggest non-negotiables with a partner is I want a partner who's aware of this. And I want a partner who has already created a beautiful, effortless reality for himself. And now we can both do it together, and we can see, oh man, look at what we just attracted. We got to clean up our act. We got to get healthy again, whatever it is. But we work together to make our joint reality so beautiful that we're just creating love and experiences everywhere we go, influencing others as well. So I love talking about this. If you guys need help, if you need a coaching session, trying to figure out what your triggers are, what is the universe trying to tell you? Why are you attracting these situations? Who do you need to speak up to? Who do you need to set a boundary with? Where do you want to work with your reality a little bit more to create more money, to create more opportunity? Are you holding those visions for 72 hours? And are you battling the ego when it starts to get really loud right before the manifestation arrives, right? You do not want to give up. You hold the line and hold the vision. Okay, I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you for supporting me, my daughter, and our channel. I cannot thank you enough. It means the world to us that we get to do this for a living. It is so fun. And I want you to enjoy your reality. I want you guys to create the most magical bubble that you could ever live in. And then you can share it with all of us. All right, I will see you in the next one. Peace out.